How's it going? My name is Yana and you're watching Complete Quality Review. Today we're reviewing the SJRC F11 in 4K. I reviewed the older version of this drone on my channel before, the 1080p version. And I would just like to say, if you like this video, please consider subscribing. For a small channel like mine, it helps a lot. And this drone and other accessories or anything like that will have affiliate links listed below if you are interested in them. And second heads up is I will be going a little more in depth. So there will be a flight video, there will be videos testing out the camera and, you know, all that other stuff. But this video is going to be the unboxing and to show you the build quality and give you a few tips. Also, before opening this box, I would like to say that I would suggest, especially when you're flying these low-cost drones, do not fly in your backyard or in tight areas. Always fly in open areas and spacious areas where if you make an error, you're not around people or, you know, people in your backyards or near power lines or anything like that. Especially with these type of drones, they aren't as exact and precise as the more expensive drones, and you could easily crash them. So take the time, look up a video, look through your manual. While they're on the cheaper side, we still don't want to waste any money. So my job here is to just show you what the drone is and the build quality, fly it, and give you an honest review, whether you want to spend your money or not. This drone is on Amazon, and it was $259, I believe. And I got it on Prime, and it came in about 3 days. I already took it for a maiden flight to make sure the camera worked, everything worked properly before opening it up. Now that we have that out of the way, let's open it up. It will come in this cardboard box. And here it says 2-axis mechanical gimbal with 4K electronic image stabilization, 4K Wi-Fi camera, about 26 minutes of flight time. So this time around, it has a true 4K camera and takes photos in 4K. And I tested it and it does look great. And that 2-axis gimbal and image stabilization really helped. Okay. So when you open up your cardboard box, it will come in this bag with a little Ziploc thing. Mine ripped. But we're going to take this out. Okay. This time around, we do get an official SJRC case for it. So that's cool. That wasn't in the last one. Decent quality. Okay, let's open this up. We have the styrofoam here on the top. Right here, it comes with this here in the zipper area. This is going to be where your instruction manual is. And even though I will be helping you the best I can, I do suggest reading it. And this one seems to be translated well. The last one I read was in Chinese and translated in English. It was a little confusing to read. And also, I will be doing tons of videos on this drones and other drones. I got a couple other drones coming in. But I just wanted to give a heads up. This one is basically similar to the old F11. So if you are curious about like an idea of the range distance and stuff like that, everything aside from the camera, maybe go on my channel and check out, I think I have like 5 videos, different videos on the F11, which software wise and features, they're the same. It's mainly a redesigned controller, slightly, you know, different color options, and mainly that 4K camera on that 2-axis gimbal with the image stabilization. We'll just get this out of the way. These are your spare blades. So these here, your propellers or your blades, if you break any or anything like that, they have spare ones in here with the tools to remove them. Okay, so you have your little tools and your spare blades inside. We have these cushions here. We'll put those in there. And we have some plastic here. Nice. So this time around, we do have a slightly redesigned controller. It looks like you could put a phone in there, but that's just for show. You cannot. The antennas, I'm not sure if they're real or not. I can't see the wire or anything like that. But aside from that, if you are going to fly, the best way that they recommend usually to fly to hold your antennas is like this. Because typically the signal comes right from here. This points straight out, not at the tip of here. So typically when flying, you'll hold them down like that and the signal comes out like this in like a wider circle. So if you are flying another drone or these are, you know, real, you would typically have them like that for the best maximum range. We have here, instead of a matte finish, it's like a gloss finish around it now. It's a little shiny. And that wasn't on the old one. We have our phone clamp here. And then matte finish on the back. And this is a 300 milliamp hour battery, 3.7 volts. And it does charge via micro USB, which comes with it. The sticks are, you know, typical. It still is a budget drone. So the sticks like this here is like a little sharp feeling. It feels sharp. This is a little rough. It's all plastic. So it's not squishy or soft or rubbery. It's a budget drone. Here we have our camera to take a photo. We push that button to take a photo. We have this for recording. And we have this to change the angle of the gimbal. We pull that to lift that gimbal like up and down. And then here we have our zoom in. Okay. Now this controller, when you hold the power button to turn it on, as you can see, we have color now. So on the other one, it was just the controller and it just had buttons that were lit. Again, just so you can get an idea of where this drone is coming from, take a look at my older video on the SJRC F11. This one has a screen now, and we have the words already written, but then they just have lights behind them that light up. So when you go through like your different modes, we have speed modes now, we have sport mode, we have camera mode, and we have normal mode. So you double press and hold to turn it off. Like that, okay? So we do have our one button return to home, our power button, our stop button to stop any function. If you're panicking, if you have it in a return to home and it's about to hit a tree, if you're doing a panorama mode or anything like that, you hit that stop button, it's gonna stop it. Okay, now for the drone. Yes, there are obviously better drones, but the point here is most people typically want to start on a cheaper drone or lower cost drone. They don't want to spend a bunch of money and they're not sure if they'll like it or crash it or anything like that. So keep in mind, any praise that I'm giving us is keeping it within its bracket of drones competing with this at $300 and under. Again, this is under 300 at like more of the 260 point, which I personally think is worth it. We got the redesigned controller. We have an actual case now, and we have a legit 4K camera, which, like I said, I flew to do a maiden flight, and it flew well. These are brushless motors, okay, which are going to give you more speed, more power, and stuff like that when you're flying versus brush motors. Brushless motors with that added power will use up more battery power, but they'll also last a little longer, okay? Our battery here, and this one is a 2,500 milliamp hour battery, and it's supposed to last 26 minutes. When I flew it, only the first time, it wasn't cycled. So when I first flew it, I got about maybe 15 minutes, but it was windy. And I do have some of that footage. It was windy. I was recording. I was taking pictures. I was flying into the wind. Those are all things that are going to cut down your flight time. This does charge right here when you charge this battery. Again, it comes with those cords, micro USB. Pull that out with your thumb. You'll hear that snap, and then it'll come off. So there we go. We got our 4K camera. You can see that is on a gimbal now. When you're on Amazon, oops, did I turn that on by accident? So when you go on Amazon, or if you shop anywhere, you'll see in their picture that there is an optical flow sensor here. As you can see in mine, that is not present. Today I emailed the company and they told me that they only have the optical flow sensor on the earlier models of this 4K F11, and that on the newest one, they've removed it. I'm paraphrasing, but they basically said in their email that the drone flew stable without the optical flow sensor, so they removed it. So maybe it was to save costs, and they felt like the drone was stable enough. It was no reason to add the optical flow sensor. Drone does move a little. Like when it's flying, it'll be still, and then it may like go like that a little bit, and then it'll move like that a little bit. And then sometimes if you do like a maneuver and you fly it and then you stop, it'll kind of like descend a little bit, and it'll come up a little bit, and it'll move. It does fluctuate, which I'm just being honest with you, which is why I would not fly it in your backyard or any narrow space, because it's not like those pro drones where it's going to lock itself into place. But I don't know if the optical sensor would have helped with that or not. I don't have that model, but I do want to communicate it to you. If you go on Amazon, the pictures on there still show it with an optical flow sensor. You will not get that on the newer models. Okay. We have our SD card right here. I currently have one in there. If you want the best footage, when you are recording, put in an SD card. When you record, it's going to go to your SD card. Put this SD card and whatever you have, camera, phone, etc. And that video on the SD card is really where you're going to be seeing that true 4K. But I do want to say that when you're shooting and you're looking at your FPV screen on your phone, it looks good even on your screen. Like even on your live feed, this looks good. I was really shocked. I did take some pictures. I did take some videos. I'm still putting together the flight to show you guys everything. And again, I apologize if this is long, but to me, it doesn't matter if it's cheap or expensive. I want you guys to know what you're getting. Now we're going to get into the app. So you're going to go to your app store, your Apple store, whatever you have. I'm going to pull up my pointer here. I'm going to go in here in the search bar and we're going to type in SJRC F11. SJF. There's also a QR code on the side of the cardboard box, and you can just pull out your camera and scan that and it'll take you right here. But if you want to know, it's SJF. I already have it installed. We're going to open it. First thing you're going to want to do is turn your drone on. You do that by holding the button on the top of the drone until it makes that sound. Next, we're going to turn on our controller. We're going to hold down the power button. Okay. Now they're both on. Okay. And right now it's in GPS mode, so it's not going to work. But all we're going to do is connect to it Wi-Fi. So you're going to pull down your Wi-Fi, right? And we're going to hit our Wi-Fi. Mine was off. Don't know why. We're going to hold it down. And I'm going to let you in on something because sometimes this happens. When you connect to it, you see it popped up here, SJF Pro 27920A, okay? If you have your Wi-Fi set to auto connect like most of us do, you'll find that it won't connect to the drone because as soon as you connect to the drone, your phone's going to say you don't have internet and it's going to jump you back to your Wi-Fi. So sometimes you may want to turn off auto connect in your settings. So because it's going to say, hey, there's no internet here, and it's going to jump back to what it knows as internet. So I turn auto off just for this demonstration, and to help, we're going to hit the SJ. It's going to say check-in, connecting. After that, we are going to hit the controls, and that should connect us over there. Set successfully, and as you can see, there's that camera. There's that camera, and it is not bad. It's not bad at all. Look at that. That's not bad. Okay. And mind you, we're indoors. So for indoors, most cameras usually suffer in general. That's the takeoff. That here is the return to home. Okay. And then this here is all your flying modes. So we have image follow, where basically the drone stays still, but it stays right where it's at, but it just follows you. GPS follow, the drone is physically and literally going to follow you, but it's following the GPS signal in your phone. That's all. So wherever your phone goes, the drone's going to go. So if you have it following you and it's near a pole or something, it's most likely going to go right into it. But it will follow you. So that's another reason why I say be in an open area. This image follow follows you visually. You draw a green square around yourself or whatever you want it to follow, like a car. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record. If you go back to my F11 videos on the 1080, it has the same videos. I'm sorry, it has the same options. And I have it like tracking my car. I have it tracking me. I try out the GPS follow. What I can't wait to try out in the field is the old F11, when you did GPS follow, it would follow you, but the drone would circle. So a lot of the budget drones suffered from circling, where they would literally go in a circle. And then as soon as you would turn GPS follow off, it would stop circling. So we'll see if this one still does that. But again, we'll see. Music, I'll be trying that one out. I'm not familiar with that feature. I don't know what it means by music. That wasn't on the old one. VR, that was on the old one. If you have a pair of VR goggles for drones and you it's the type that you place your phone inside of, and you hit VR on the app. It's going to split your phone screen in half, like it has 2 different lenses, and you'll be able to fly, you know, through VR. It's pretty cool. Lens angle is going to be I'm assuming the same when you turn the button on the camera. That's going to move that camera around. Okay. Gesture photo. Gesture photo was a feature on the old one that didn't work that well. If you took a peace sign, it would take a picture. If you waved, it would activate the record video. We'll see if that one's improved at all. See here, wave to record, peace sign for a photo. Routes rules, this, again, I have a video on this on the old one. I will be doing all these things with this one. But just for now, if you're curious, if you go and look at the F11 videos on my channel, you will see me doing waypoints with it. You'll see me trying to do the gestures. Filters new. We didn't have a filter. Okay. So yeah, we legit have filters now. That wasn't on the other one. And then we have a zoom. Okay. So again, I apologize for taking a while, but I just want to educate you guys on this drone. I want you to be able to watch this and know what you're buying and what it has. Okay. Now here we hit those 3 dots at the top here. And here is where we have our parameters. So right now, I have mine set all the way up. If you put beginner mode on, it's going to restrict that. So the drone won't fly too far, the drone won't go too high, and the return to home altitude will be set low. I recommend raising that, because if you tell the drone to return home, it does not have obstacle avoidance. So it's going to be returning home at 20 meters, and it can easily, it's happened to the best of us, it'll clip a tree, it'll clip a pole. So, but this is beginner mode, so you can't fly too far, and the objective is, you know, if you're new and you make a mistake, the drone won't fly away on you or go too far. But if you take that off, quit beginner mode, yes, we can bring this all the way up. If we go here to track, well, look at that. This is new. This was not on a previous F11. We have, it's tracking foot distance, max mileage. So I guess here, when I flew it, max altitude, okay, max speed, 32.5 feet per second, flight distance, flight time, 9.5 minutes, 3 flights. Let me see all flight records, because the last one should be, so it's saying the last flight was 7.9 minutes. That's where I flew it last. So I mean, that's obviously how long the battery lasts. Now, it didn't go to dead, but it did the low battery return to home. So this drone, when it reaches low battery, it will return to home. Okay. PTZ auto calibrate. You can do this to like auto calibrate the drone's compass and camera and stuff like that. I did that with mine. And then here's where you can change it. See, we got miles per hour. You know, we can change the metric, display prompt, message, voice prompt. It does have voice prompt now too. So it'll say stuff like low battery, recording, you know, if one of your props aren't fully extended, it'll tell you. That is new. That was not on the old one. That will conclude this video. Again, please feel free to like and subscribe and comment any questions that you have. Comment any drones that you want me to do, drones that you're looking at that are budget, any beginner questions you have. I don't know everything, but I flew a lot of drones, and I, know a thing or two to help you guys out. My objective is to make sure you guys make the right purchase.